Hi, my name's Lois Francis, and in this video I'm going to talk about controlling panic attacks with your breath. Whenever we're in a situation or faced with a situation where we feel under threat, we feel anxious, our brain automatically assumes that we're in some kind of danger, that our lives are threatened, and so it triggers the release of adrenaline. Now, adrenaline does lots of things in the body. It makes your heart beat faster, and it changes your breathing, so that you're breathing from the top of your chest and you're breathing more rapidly so that you can pump more oxygen into the muscles of your arms and your legs, and so enable fight or flight. It also pumps more blood up to your brain so that you can think quickly and clearly of what you need to do to get yourself out of the life-threatening situation. Now, all of that's fine if you actually do something, if you run or you fight. But for people who have panic attacks, very often they come on when they're in a situation where they have no control over what they're able to do. And people can get panic attacks, say, in a lift or in an exam situation, almost anywhere. And when that happens, you get more and more blood being pumped around the system, more oxygen being pumped into the arms, the legs, up to the head, and then that can create feelings of lightheadedness, dizziness, tingling down the arms into the hands, pins and needles sensation. And all of that can become frightening. You get more anxious, more adrenaline is pumped around the system, and so it becomes a vicious cycle. And the problem also for many people who have panic attacks is they feel that they actually can't breathe properly, and in an effort to get more oxygen into the bottom of their lungs, their breathing becomes even more rapid, and so you can see that it goes on and on. The problem actually is not that there is a lack of oxygen in the system, but there's actually too much. And so what we need to do is rebalance the levels of carbon dioxide and oxygen. Now, one of the ways in which you can do that is to grab a paper bag and breathe into it. And in that way, you're rebreathing the carbon dioxide that you exhaled. If you haven't got a paper bag handy, you can use your hands quite simply, like this. And for a few breaths, just breathe into your hands, and so that you start to get the carbon dioxide and the oxygen levels back to normal. And as you do that, also it's really important to make your breathing slower. You can become really aware of what you're doing with your breath. So taking your breathing deeper, gradually imagine that you're breathing further down into your chest and into the bottom of your lungs, feeling your rib cage expand. And one useful way that you can do that is to put your hands on your rib cage and imagine that as you breathe, you're just trying to slightly push your hands away. So just taking a few nice deep breaths, slowing everything right down. And in this way, what you would do is help to stabilize the oxygen, the carbon dioxide levels, and breathing deeply is also a signal to your brain that you're feeling all right, you're feeling more relaxed, and that it can switch off the stress response. This is really important for you to remember in the future. Anytime that you're in a situation where previously you may have felt anxious or panicky, get control of your breathing, taking your breath right the way down into the bottom of your lungs. Try doing some counting, so counting in 1, 2, 3, 4, holding the breath for a count of 2, and then breathing out 1, 2, 3, 4. And by counting with your breath, you take a much more conscious control of it. And remember to put your hands onto your rib cage so you can feel that you're really taking the breath down low. Panic is there for a reason, anxiety is there for a reason, as is the stress response. And it's useful to make friends with your anxiety, realising it's there to protect you. It's trying to either save you from being hurt, perhaps feeling embarrassed, making a fool of yourself, getting things wrong, screwing up, which we all do from time to time. So if you make friends with your anxiety and ask, what is it you're trying to do for me? How are you trying to help me? And then start asking questions like, what could I do differently? How could I change the way I feel about this? And when you start to ask yourself questions like that, your brain gets to work and it will come up with answers. You might find it useful to anchor some positive feelings, and I've talked about that in another video. So in the meantime, I hope you found this useful, and remember, balance your carbon dioxide and oxygen levels, breathe into your hands, take your breathing slow, relaxed, into the bottom of your lungs, and that will diffuse the symptoms that you're feeling. Thanks for watching.